welcome back to my YouTube. So as my 2-year anniversary of my hand palm tattoo is coming up, I figured to make a video that is just really dedicated to just my palm tattoo, because it is literally one of the most asked questions I get all the time. So let's get into it. Here it is for reference. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the pros, the cons, and everything in between. I didn't necessarily want to get my palm tattooed always. Usually whenever I would see people with a palm tattoo, I always thought it looked so cool. Like, you know, like I always thought it would look really cool, but they all kind of looked faded or just not done well. And so me being me, I wasn't really necessarily like, oh well, I need to get that, until I started really noticing the work of some specific tattoo artists, like Mark Walker, Luke Ashley, and I think there's another one in Germany that's really good as well. And I kept seeing it on Instagram, specifically Mark Walker, who has done my palm. So yeah, I really started to really think about getting it done, but then again, Mark Walker was in San Diego and I didn't really feel like flying all the way out there for it. And then one day I saw that he was actually in the Austin Tattoo Convention, and so I emailed his assistant and he still had availability, so that's when I booked it, and this was in 2022. So when I realized that he was going to be in Austin in summer 2022, I immediately went to message his assistant and see if I could get it on the books. So I paid the deposit and it was all scheduled to happen. And initially they offered me to do both hands, but I was really scared of the pain, so I just scheduled one, and thank God I did, because it was unbearable. So first of all, like, getting tattooed at a convention is already not ideal. I don't really like it because it's like really crowded. There's a lot of people that keep walking by and looking at you, and it's just uncomfortable when you're already like in pain. So yeah, I was really scared, and then I got it done and the pain was awful. It is my most painful tattoo so far, and I would consider myself pretty heavily tattooed. It was like some parts were just like not doable. I feel like around like the fingers, especially here, it was extremely painful. The middle, not so necessary, but it all took like 1.5 hours, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We did take a break, and that honestly made it even worse, but I was nearly gonna tap out. I could not simply not do it. But luckily, I really made it through. I was really scared I was gonna have like a half-ass tattoo, or like a half tattoo, because I just like barely could not do it. So the healing part was awful. And I'm not trying to make this like sound like a super negative experience, because it is by far probably my most favorite tattoo with my hands, but it is not for the weak. Let me tell you, it is not for the weak. The healing part was really sensitive because it was my right hand, and like it was really like my whole hand was kind of like swollen, and it was just so sensitive. It was like throbbing. I remember the throbbing being the most annoying part, because you couldn't really do anything with your hand. And at the time I was doing interior design for Airbnbs here in Austin, so I was working with my hands a lot, and that was just like really in the way. For the next 2 weeks I couldn't barely do anything with my right hand. I could not even hold my phone. So it was definitely a very challenging healing period, and if you are getting your palm tattoo, definitely make sure that you space it out, or something that you know that you can do the healing process well, so that it heals properly, because that's really crucial. But I think the most crucial thing is definitely getting it done by someone that knows what they're doing. I think there's a lot of artists out there that just like don't know what they're doing. They don't have the specific technique that makes the palm tattoo stay, because like that's like, I would say like 90% of the palm tattoos that you see out there did not heal well. They have like parts missing, stuff like that. If it wasn't done properly and it didn't heal well, then you know, that's what you kind of get. It looks exactly the same 2 years in as it did when I just got it done. I will show you again. So I know that Mark Walker is going to be in Austin again in September for the tattoo convention, and I'm really debating on getting my other hand done, but I don't know if I have the courage for it. I don't know, it is so intense, but I do really want it. It's definitely one of my favorite tattoos. I feel like it makes everything look so much cooler. Like whenever I like make a photo of like holding a product or whatever, I don't know, I just love it so much, and it just reminds me of like, I don't know, I just feel like I am now the cool girl that I looked up to or wanted to be when I was a teenager, and that is just feels so rewarding in some ways and very healing. So didn't mean to get emotional here, but it is definitely the tattoo I get asked about the most on the streets, in stores, on Instagram, on TikTok, like everywhere. People are always like, how is your hand palm tattoo so good looking? Who did it? Whatever. And I always like love to talk about it because I know that so many people want it, but they go to the wrong artist and it just like messes it up. And I'm just like sad about it. Like obviously it was like on the pricier side for what you will probably spend with majority of artists, but it is so worth it because you do it once, it stays in well, you don't have to redo it. It's so fucking painful, like you don't even want to redo it. I think a big misconception that people have about palm tattoos is that it will rub off, but that's not the case. If it healed well and if it was done well, it will stay like this. I hate that people think that it would like rub off, and it's like often the question you get because there's so many people out there with palm tattoos that are faded. But yeah, I would say like around the 6 weeks mark, you will see what the tattoo would actually look like for the rest of your life, forever. And that's why the healing process is so crucial, and you should really be careful with using your hands too much. Do the proper tattoo aftercare. And this is obviously really hard because a lot of people work with their hands, but if you're gonna commit to a palm tattoo, seriously, like take the time off at least the first few days after you get it done, because it will be throbbing. It will be so extremely painful. I cannot say this enough, but it was like one of the worst experiences ever getting tattooed, because the tattoo itself already hurt, like I just talked about, but also the healing process, it was awful. It was like, I don't know, it was like if you were having a hot iron on your hand, then if you would like, you know, like when you were a kid and you would like fall and you would scrape your hands on like the asphalt or something, kind of like that. And like that in a mix of like holding like a hot iron, and it was just throbbing. Like I cannot like say enough, or like I literally have PTSD from like the throbbing. It was so painful, like my whole hand felt like so throbbing. I couldn't use it. Or you know, like when you put your arms down because you're walking, that it like starts throbbing. Like I already have that when I get like a leg tattoo the first 2 days, like it starts throbbing when you put it down. And like I literally have the same when it comes to, or like that was literally the feeling I had with my hand, that it was so bad, like it would wake up in the middle of the night. But that being said, it is literally one of my favorite tattoos ever, and I love staring at it every single day. So no regrets here, but it's definitely something to really think about if you are planning on getting a hand tattoo. And obviously mine is very big. You can obviously get something really little in the middle and it probably won't be as bad also with the healing part, but like because mine is so big, it was just definitely very intense. So yeah, if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have about hand tattoo, about the palm tattoo, or any other questions you have. I appreciate you watching, and thank you. Also, if you enjoy watching my videos, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button, because this is so important I'm trying so hard to grow on YouTube, and even though people do watch my videos, it is definitely harder to get subscribers on here. So please don't forget, and I hope you have the best day ever.